Hello and welcome to Pens, Paint and Whiskers. In this video today, I'm not going to say we're doing something different, but come along and draw an OC with me. So I had planned originally that I was doing little sketches for a drawing prompt way back in, I think it was December. And one of them I came up with in the drawing prompt, it had the prompt creature. And a lot can be taken from that. You could draw whatever you want. I'm not sure what creature exactly was meant by it, or if any, or what you could take from that. But it sounded like a little bit of a dice roll to me, in that you could do what you wanted. Now, I did what I wanted. I always do what I want anyway with art, but I came up with these. So they are little kind of head studies of creatures in mind. And so we have Sphinx, Fairy. We'll get back to him. I'm ignoring him for a reason. Harpy, Gargoyle Lady and Faun Jester. Now this fellow up here, he's the one I like the most out of all of them. And I decided, I like the idea that he's in slightly Tudor dress. And I like his colours, and I like the background, and I like his face. It can be updated. So I decided I'm going to make a page of him. So that is what you are watching today. Me making a Tudor vampire, I suppose. So I was in a hospital car park, or a waiting room, or something anyway, and while I was there I thought, why not sketch, and why not make more, just kind of draw what I feel like, sort of like an art jam, only myself in it. No one else. And yeah, I was kind of happy with some of the sketches. So I'm just going to sketch them out properly, talk a little bit about him, and discuss ideas, throw jelly at the wall and see what sticks. And maybe in the next video I'll have really got down on paper what it is I like about this particular character. But you can see that yeah, I made some headway, and some sketches I like better than others. Yeah, and some I'm going to have to do a little bit of what I would call historical research for them, because with costumes and historical sort of pieces, yeah, sometimes it needs a Pinterest, or needs a Renaissance fair look at, or sometimes even the first historical resource, as in artistic depictions or paintings even. But rattle, rattle, you're always hearing me rattle. I had a pencil parer with me, but I don't anymore. Anyway, we shall leave it. So what I was going to do, I might take you up a little bit higher. Yeah, you can see that this fellow is, yeah, I still haven't decided what he is. But I decided I like the feature, the double eyes. I think it's quite a striking and unusual kind of facial feature. I do occasionally do characters that have them, and they're a little bit scary looking, because the lower eyes are always obviously more widely placed. Yeah, and I imagine in this fella's case, he's a little bit with the double eyes. Now I had to do some of my own hand placement for this, and hands are hard. So yeah, they probably don't look like normal hands, but that's okay. He's some kind of a creature, so I will forgive him. But yeah, so these double eyes, now again, hairstyles from the 1500s, sort of Tudor England. I haven't looked them up yet, and I want to say that I'm staying a little bit away from them, because although his clothing and costume is, I plan, predominantly Tudor, I think I like the idea that he's living after that time period, so he's taken in inspiration from maybe 1700s as well, but yeah, predominantly 1500s. So that's why I don't want to get too caught up in too much inaccuracies. Somebody is probably going to complain, oh, he's not Tudor, and I don't care. Yeah, I just draw what I want. My channel, my art, my rules. So yeah, yeah, don't be that person. Yeah, pedantic about, yes, I like my historical details as much as the next person, but he's fantasy, so and he might be indeed living in the 1700s but have become a vampire in the 1500s, so yeah, that's the reason. Anyway, complaint for no particular reason over with. So I'm just blocking them in at the moment. I'll have to look them up off camera on the likes of, well, I'll try a historical source and see can I look at some kind of paintings from that period. Now I used to say go on Pinterest and have a look at Tudor style. I would still say that, but be careful with Pinterest, because it is now unfortunately a lot of AI on it. So just be careful. And that's all I'll say on the matter. Now, I do like that pose, so I'm going to keep that pose. This one here was just a main look at his body and the costume. I'm not sure if I like that, so I'm not going to keep that. I don't think I want to maybe get maybe a sketch of him maybe hunting or something, as in eating something. Now, straying away from anything too gory here on YouTube. That's why I'm doing it off camera. I just want to be really careful in what I'm showing on YouTube. And maybe another one there. I do like the back kind of or 3/4 side view of him. But I'm not sure if I'll keep it, but I'll sketch it in anyway. I might see how much I fill up that space with on hunting and eating and gory things that you would expect from one of his sort. I also planned that he's got quite a little hook on the nose. I like the idea that he's quite aquiline looking. Yeah, and he's got, yeah, a little kind of nose that comes straight out and down. I do like that idea, so I'll keep that. And yeah, his hairstyle here is a little bit more 1700s, so I might try him in more 1700s type cloak. Yeah, so, and of course the double eye. Now, one of these eyes, I presume, I'm still not sure, is he a full vampire or is he something else entirely? But however, I'm going to keep going with him. I planned one of those eyes, either the top, the main one or the lower one, whichever. It maybe has a function in that it's like a night vision or a heat sensor or a little bit like infrared camera. It probably aids him in hunting and acquiring victims. So yeah, I do like that idea that he might be able to have a night vision with those particular eyes, or there might be like a heat sensor, so he can sense prey. Now, I do like this pose here. He looks very pensive or thoughtful, and I think his role, I'm not sure, but I like the idea that there is a like Tudor or Elizabethan court somewhere in England or Europe, but preferably England, because that is where Tudors and things like that happened. And in said court, whether it be fae or something not quite human, I like the idea that in the court they have a vampire. or a creature like a vampire, and it is this fella here. Now, historically, I know vampires, I'm chewing a mint, by the way, so if you hear it rattling betwixt my incisors, I'm not chewing anything else. It's just a little mint. But I like the idea that this court has a noble vampire. And he's probably one of the court. And they get on with things, and he gets on with things, I suppose, because of he's probably high ranking in something. They probably sort of turn a blind eye, so to speak. And I've decided he's going to have kind of pointy ears. Now, I'm not sure if he's full vampire or if he was a creature that was something that was turned into a vampire. But I do like the idea that it is blood is his main diet. Now, if he hunts, I also had this idea that in contrast to obviously at the time the nobility were eating things that the rest of the ordinary society could not eat or didn't get a lot of, like I don't know, venison and boar and maybe even swan. I like the idea that in contrast, maybe this guy is a carrion eater as well. So in contrast to his high status, his dietary needs may not be so high status. So I do like that idea a lot. And I'm going to keep that idea. And I also like this now, trying to stray away from too much horror, but I like the idea that he's going to be draining or drinking or nipping this hand here. Just like a little bit of backstory. And the double eye is here. Now, I did a mouth here, 2 mouths. That's hard to see, so I think I'll scratch that out. And this one is hard to see. So I think I will move them or maybe even rub them. I'll certainly rub them out here. And I've lost my little pencil with the little brush on it. So I'm just going to be really careful in dusting these rubber shavings off to one side on my tablecloth. So that looks a little bit cleaner. Sometimes when I do a sketch, I'm not quite, I do it unconsciously. Almost, like what I feel like. And this guy was what I felt like, and sometimes it ends up a little bit of everything all over the page. And as you can see, here is what I want to kind of make space for maybe a more of a quite a feeding pose, I should have said. And this feeding pose, I'm not sure now. I don't know how I know I've made him draining blood there, but is it possible that he can kind of widen the jaw or it peels back? I don't know. I might off camera, I might make more sketches, because I do want an interesting kind of feature like that maybe. Because I'm going to keep his body more clear of things like horns or tails or anything of the sort. And his main colours, his body is going to be quite creamy white. And the clothing, I think, wines and purples, those rich sort of wines, purples, golds. And and maybe a dark kind of, I do like the idea that a brown background might suit him. It gives that kind of suitably historic look. And in contrast with his wine clothing. Now, as for headgear, I had dotted in some there. Headgear can be hard, particularly historic headgear. So I'm going to have another look on Pinterest. Now, this pose down here makes me think that he's some sort of 1500s investigator and that he's looking at some sort of crime scene. Maybe he is. It's quite an interesting idea that he might be. And maybe if he can taste blood, he can kind of, like in CSI, get an idea of something, maybe even was the victim poisoned or something. Maybe that's a useful addition to a Tudor court. But that's the first sketches of a court vampire. I might in fact rub out this little bit live here because I am not too happy with it. I don't want to waste paper on just a costume when he is costumed in these ones, and these are going to be quite rich in detail. So I leave that little space, and I'll probably do sketches later off camera. And like I said, I do like the idea of possibly the strange ability to maybe open one's mouth quite wide. And that could lead into quite a horrific scene, I would imagine. But yeah, his main colours are a little bit, cream, white and golds and wines. I am back in December. Or November even, I should say, I went on a little bit of a binge of the game Baldur's Gate 3, and I was heavily inspired by, not mentioning names, but a certain vampiric elven being in said game, and went on a little bit of an obsession with him. And it made fan art and everything. So yeah, I think this guy is kind of was conceived, sort of, so to speak, along the way afterwards, and would be sort of lightly inspired, we'll say. But he's a being in his own right, and I think he's got a story in his own right. I do like this sort of pensive, thoughtful pose. Like, he's not necessarily preying on this person here. He is investigating. I like that a lot, and this could potentially be not how he eats, in fact, but potentially he's tasting blood. I know with somebody that is deceased, it might be difficult to get, but maybe he has the knack. Getting a blood sample and finding out that, oh, this person was poisoned and it is treason, and things like that are being uncovered. So intrigue in a Fey Tudor court might be an interesting way to go with him. And this is going to be more maybe 1700s. Perhaps he is disguising himself. It looks a little bit like a highwayman without the mask, or a footman. So he might be disguising himself to find out a little bit more. Yeah, and this looks like another thoughtful pose. So I think this guy might be a little bit intellectual, we'll say. Yeah, so he might be into his scholarly pursuits more than his physical hunting. But I do like him a lot, and I'm going to keep going with him. And you're going to see some of his process. So you've seen his process from the very start. Well, aside from me sketching in the car park, you've seen this process, and you're going to see more of that process. And I'll talk you through more of my thoughts and my ideas behind him. And yeah, if you like what you see, so he's going to be a little mini series about OCs that I sometimes do. If you like what you see, and if you've just stumbled upon me, I do this very, very regularly. At least once a week I have a video out. If you like what you see, why not like and subscribe? I do live stream and shorts and videos very regularly. And if you know me well and you've been watching me all along, once again, thank you very much. I'm grossly appreciative of that fact. Thank you for being here. And again, like and subscribe, and and comment if you want. And yeah, you will see more of this guy, and hopefully in the next video I'll have colours done and have a better idea, and this won't be blank. This will be me having filled out what he is to look like, and I can talk more about him. But as for the moment, that's him, and that's me showing you how I start with this OC. And by the end, I will have completed him. So thank you very much. And I will love you and leave you.